Dun, 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 dun. Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and I've got more screens than a submarine. Have they got screens? I don't know. But yeah, I had a better one than that. Would have been a lot better than that. But here we are live for PSV against Arsenal, Real Madrid against Atletico. We'll also be keeping you up to date on what's happening in other games tonight in the Champions League as Dortmund take on Lille and Villa have one, maybe two, maybe 1.5 feet into the quarterfinals. A 3-1 win in Belgium against Club Brugge, and you would expect at Villa Park they should be there. So good win for Villa. But look, Arsenal's last hope, I suppose, in the Champions League is that they're not going to win the league. They're certainly not going to win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. That would be extraordinary. So they've got to get through this game against PSV, who have been quite an interesting side so far. Also got Real Madrid against Atletico. I mean, what a game this is going to be. I mean, if you look at Atletico Madrid this season, their defensive record in La Liga is absolutely fantastic. They've only conceded 16 goals in 26 games. Comparatively, Barcelona have conceded 25 and Real Madrid have conceded 25. But actually, at this moment in time, Atletico are 2 points clear of Real Madrid. Real Madrid in third with 54, Atletico Madrid in second with 56, and Barcelona top with 57. So that title race is very interesting, and to write off Atletico would be naive. It could be interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a little bit late here because I didn't realise... Is the Arsenal game actually on TNT? Because I couldn't find it. But then they're saying it is there. I couldn't find the Arsenal game on TNT. Have I missed it? Real Madrid. I can't find it on TNT. It's on Amazon only. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. In a way, that's better because I can put the TNT Real Madrid on that screen and have that on that one. That's fine. I couldn't find it earlier. So that's that. Thank you very much. Look, great to have you all. Of course, we've got games tomorrow night as well. Don't tell me there's a bloody Amazon game tomorrow night as well. Someone's going to tell me that now. But yeah, it's on Amazon or Paramount. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, look, hope you're doing well. Get your questions in. Has anybody got an either or that they fancy throwing in early doors? Because I have got one, and I'm going to throw it in for you. And I'm going to say either or, and it's got a bit of a theme here. Raya in goal, or I don't know how you spell his name, but I'm going to go with double L. Alisson. Who would you prefer to have in goal, Raya or Alisson? Just to get things started. Who do you think is going to win? Look, let's go through the team news because they are flying around the screen at the moment, and I don't know how many teams we've got going around. So let me just have a quick look at what we've got. We've got Arsenal, we've got the Dublin show. Yeah, okay, we've got those 4, so that's absolutely fine. And let me come back to today. So Arsenal and Real Madrid, we'll go through those teams, but Arsenal lining up with Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, and Nwaneri, Marino, and Trossard. Look, that team is capable. It's scoring goals that's their problem, as we know. PSV, Benitez, Ledzima, Flamingo, Boschielli, Malacia, I can't believe it. I can't speak. Schutten, Sabera, Till, Perisic, Lang, and De Jong. So that's how they're lying. Malacia, I can't speak. I can't speak that Malacia is playing for them. It's incredible. I am speechless nearly. For Real Madrid, Courtois, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger and Mendy, Tchouaméni, Camavinga and Diaz, and then Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. That front three is really what it's all about for Real Madrid. Atletico, Oblak, Llorente, Jimenez, Longley, Gallen, Simeone, Barrios, De Paul, Lino, Griezmann, Alvarez. Yeah, I mean, the benches are incredible. You've got people like Conor Gallagher, Witsel, Lemar, Sorloth, and then you've got people like Alaba, on Ondrej, Modric. Yeah, it's going to be hot. I'll be honest, I think my eyes may be going to Madrid more than PSV, but that's only because I think Arsenal are quite restricted and quite boring at the moment. Why do you hate Malacia? I don't hate anybody. Love United, hate Glazers. You clearly do. I don't hate anybody. I think it's a bad emotion to have. Dislike is about the limit for me. But no, I don't hate Malacia. I just think it's laughable that he's playing in a Champions League game and we haven't got a left back. That's what I was laughing about. I mean, for the second... Twice tonight, I've seen Rashford playing on the wing for most of the game in a Champions League game for Villa. And now I'm about to watch a Man United player in another Champions League game playing at left back. And we haven't got any bloody left-sided players. So that's what I find funny. But Man United are terrible. Let's not talk about them. It depresses me. Yeah, I think he is on loan. Yeah, no, Malacia is on loan. Yeah, he is on loan. I don't hate City. I just don't like them. What did you have for dinner? Fish cakes. Fish cakes. Get your questions in anyway. If you want any help with Agony Bridge, I'm very good at that sort of stuff. And yeah, just generally get your questions in. More than happy to answer them. If anyone's noticed my left eye, I nearly poked it then. That's the worst thing I could do. I had an eye surgery last night, so that's why it's a bit swollen. Worst, not. I wouldn't say we're up and running in PSV. I wouldn't say it's the worst night's sleep I've ever had because I've had worse, but it was a weird night's sleep because I couldn't close my eye, but I was really tired because it's got stitches in it. And it was swollen, I couldn't close the eye properly. And when I tried to close it, the muscles were retracting. So I was absolutely knackered and I couldn't close my eyelid. That's a weird sensation. But I did fall asleep, obviously. What's your thoughts on Angry Rant Man? Says Mr. Starfish. I think it's very sad. Very sad news. I can't remember how long it goes, but how long ago it was, but yeah. I didn't know him personally, but I think it's very sad, yeah. Robertson or Kirkes, says Les. We can certainly do that because Alisson has battered Raya, so I'll definitely throw that one in. Not kicked off in Madrid yet. We've been going for over a minute in Eindhoven. PSV could be problematic for Arsenal. Obviously, they would get the second leg at home, so... let me just do either or. I'm actually going to stand up in a minute. Hi, Mark. I recently broke up with my girlfriend and went round to hers today just to... Oh, I know where this is going. I know where this is going before I finish the sentence. So this is from VXDZ, who's given us a super chat. Thank you very much, mate. Very generous of you. He says, hi, Mark. I recently broke up with my girlfriend and went round to hers today just to drop something off. But just before I left, she started crying. Oh, no, it didn't go the way I wanted. Thank God. I thought you were going to say you went round there. The curtains were closed. You peeked in and she was getting done by your best mate. And it isn't that. So that, to me, is a positive. So you went round and just before I left, she started crying. What do you think that means? She wants you back, mate. She wants you back. I think, as Quazza said, she's still got feelings. She's got feels. Yeah. I mean, I presume she said something. I mean, you don't have to do another super chat, but yeah, it sounds to me like she's. Yeah, Bill said she might be pregnant. Yeah, we don't look, we don't want that. Maybe you do. Nathan C says, what are your opinions on not appointed for YouTube FC? The charity. Mate, look, at the end of the day, it's a charity game. So anything I say is has to be clouded by the fact that it's for charity and they're going to make a massive amount of money for some fantastic causes, and that's all that matters. But I know you want a comment. And look, what they have achieved is incredible. What they're going to achieve with the charity is incredible. And who they pick is up to them. It's as simple as that, isn't it? There's nothing I can say. Nothing I can say other than that. Yeah, leave it at that. Just give to charity at the end of the day. It's good for a good cause. Trossard or Martinelli? Martinelli still injured, isn't he? He's not on the bench for Arsenal. Let me have a double check. I tell you what I did find funny, that they've picked that XQC again. He basically got me the sack. But I guarantee he won't be in goal for the Sidemen. They'll purposely put him in goal so that they can score their worldies from, tap-ins. But you'll definitely get goals if you're watching it. And I hope you are watching it, because make sure you contribute as well. Big fella, when are you doing more FC 25 episodes, says Mario. I don't know, mate, but we're up and running in Madrid. Do you genuinely... Here we go. Let's do an either or on this, because Robertson and Kirkes was very close, 53% to 47%. But I actually do want to know if we've got any genuine football IQ in here. Because who's going to win this? Atletico or Real? Because Atletico are actually above Madrid in the league, and they don't concede many goals. So it might. I think a lot of people just go Real Madrid are going to win it. I did my prediction earlier. I didn't have Real Madrid in the final. I had Liverpool-Barcelona. So I think Liverpool are capable of beating Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid have got fantastic players, and they've got the talent to win this tournament, and you'd be a fool to bet against them, but they might not be the guy. They might not be it this year. How's Arsenal doing? Yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. I mean, the big thing for me with Arsenal is I'm sort of watching them and I'm like, they do not have a striker, do they? That's going to be their big problem. 1-0 to Real Madrid. Oh my God. We were just, I mean, this is not good. This is absolutely not good. This is absolutely not part of the script. Rodrigo. I haven't seen the goal yet. Arsenal nearly scored as well. But this is a turn up for the books, because Atletico at home, very good side, ball in behind, Rodrigo's there, individuality. Hey, mate, you can't knock that. It's a fantastic goal. Starts off with it basically on the touchline, cuts inside, and then slams it into the top corner, virtually the top corner. It's a great goal. Absolutely great goal, and it's a fantastic start for Real Madrid. And this is what we're talking about, isn't it? This is exactly what we're talking about. Real Madrid in the Champions League. It is their home. It's their home. It's what they do. And it's hard to write them off. Dougie says, like I said, my money's on that. I've got to close that poll now because it's not relevant. 61% of you went with Real. Lovely finish by Rodrigo, says Greg Donald. It was absolutely fantastic. So great start for Real Madrid here. Probably the best goal to go in, actually, because Atletico Madrid are quite defensive and they're at home here, so they're going to have to be a little bit more offensive. So it could open the game up a little bit. I have jinxed them a little bit. Leo says XQC is in net for Sidemen this year. Well, that'll make it interesting then. Who's the other goalkeeper? Leo. I haven't been keeping up with it, to be honest. I've seen a few tweets, but I think it's a shame they never got Noah Beck back. The first year I did it, I mean, he was the best player by a very long goal. I personally think in a charity game, you're better off having half decent goalkeepers. I don't believe the whole shit goalkeepers for loads of goals, because people don't respect the goals because they're shit. I think in a charity game, you're going to get a lot of chances anyway. I liked the year when it was Cal the Dragon and Pieface, because they were both, they're not going to let tap-ins in, but although I think they did let a couple of tap-ins in. Of course, Atletico are away. Sorry, I've completely... You know why that is? You know what? I have to apologise for that. Atletico are away. You know why I fell into that trap? Because obviously it's Real Madrid and you don't expect them to be the team that's playing away from home. Odegaard. Oh, could it have been a penalty for Arsenal there? Stonewall says Prague. I haven't seen the replay. Seems to be one of those where Odegaard sort of kicked the ball, went to kick the ball and kicked the player. I've seen him given in Europe, and we are in Europe. Not given. Play on. Rodrigo should have had a penalty. They don't need another one. They're not showing replays on either of these at the moment, are they? Champions League coverage in both games a little bit poor at the moment. Mark, if you want to watch something, I highly recommend Reacher. Really good and pretty funny too. I'll tell you what, you probably wouldn't find it funny, but I watched something with Martin Freeman in, based on a true story. A Confession on ITV. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I've just seen the Odegaard. No, Odegaard sort of, that would have been soft, the Odegaard one. Very soft. You don't want Arsenal getting a bloody penalty for that, do you? Because they'll just sit back and defend for the next hour and a half. I haven't seen the replay from the Real Madrid one. Don't know why. VXDZ says, check out Reacher. Really good and pretty funny too. So 10 minutes gone. 0-0 PSV and Arsenal. And 1-0 Real Madrid. They are at home. Don't listen to me on that. Remember when United used to compete with Madrid, says Ardo. I remember when we used to be in the Champions League, yeah. I don't know why Arsenal... Yeah, Odegaard sort of kicks, goes to shoot and catches his foot on the player. I don't think you're going to get them going. Have you watched the OJ documentary on Netflix? I've seen stuff about that before. I mean, he did it, in my opinion. In my opinion, he did it. I don't think that's shocking. Here we go. Atletico, edge of the box. And Real Madrid will clear it. Should also try Severance. It's a modern day classic, says DV. Mr. Starfish, I've answered about the charity match. I did watch WWE. I don't want to talk about it too much though, because some people don't like it. But me and Seb really enjoyed the Elimination Chamber. Griezmann. Oh, it's just a long ball punted forward. And Madrid at the moment have got their tails up. Favourite pancake topping, says Jamie. I always quite liked ice cream and banana, but as I've got older, Nutella with a few hazelnuts added on. And ice cream works well. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Oh, live show's going round. That's our Dublin show in 2 weeks. If anyone's in Dublin or wants to be in Dublin for the international break, we'd love to see you there. Still got some tickets left. It's going to be a good show. Harrison says, as you saw them play, who was better, Di Stefano or Pele? You're a cheeky git, Harrison. You're a cheeky git. So 12 minutes gone. Arsenal will be pretty happy with their start. Real Madrid will certainly be happy with theirs. Lemon and sugar is the original goat, says Bun. Yeah, pancake day today. What are you giving up for Lent? I'm giving up analogies. I won't be able to. Have you finished Black Dove? Says Jack. I enjoyed that actually. I really liked that. I don't think it was a confusing ending. I actually really enjoyed that. I wish I'd watched it over Christmas though, because it did have a Christmas theme. But I enjoyed that on Netflix. Boom, 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 boom. Still playing football. Perisic as well, up against Lewis Skelly there on that left-hand side, right-hand side for the PSV. Of course, PSV knocked out Juventus. I think what a lot of these European teams struggle with is scoring goals. Technically very good, but goals win games. A bit like Arsenal, really. Where are the goals going to come from? Yeah, of course, PSV are missing some of their better players. I don't know who they are because I don't watch them enough to know. But someone in the chat just said they're missing a few. Atletico do need to be careful here. Real Madrid have had a very good start to this game, and Ancelotti, the old Don of management, obviously knows they've got to really use the home crowd here because it's a Madrid derby and you don't want to be going to Atletico without a substantial lead. And I think he'll be looking for at least 2 goals to really kill the tie. 1 goal at their place probably leaves the tie open, you know. Delo or Salah? Oh, PSV are going to score. Oh, is it the woodwork? And he's missed it. Oh, my God. How are they not in front here, PSV? Cross came in. Raya palms it into danger. I think it's Perisic who runs into it. It's the post. No, it's not Perisic. Bar. And then wide. Should have been 1-0. Otara. Should have been 1-0 PSV there. How are they not in front? Incredible. Well, that's a shot. That's a warning shot for them. I tell you what as well. I don't know whether anybody's a real nerd. Mathematically, hello everybody and welcome to the stats. If Arsenal lose to PSV and Villa go out to Bruges, which is unlikely, and Liverpool lose to PSG, then statistically there is only a 40% chance that 5th place in the Premier League will get into the Champions League. However, if Arsenal score a goal with an overhead kick, they'll automatically get top 5 for everybody. I don't know how it works. I was looking at it more last year, but I think we're in a good state at the moment, aren't we? For what I'm trying to say is there is levels to this game where we probably want English clubs to do quite well if you want to get top 5 for Champions League. So if you're a Chelsea or a Newcastle or a Bournemouth or a Forest, you want to do well, don't you? You want English clubs to do well. I think Chelsea will win the Conference League. I think Spurs need to win the Europa League. So do United. But goal! Arsenal! What a goal! Lovely goal, Arsenal. I don't know who scored it. Is it Wanyeri? No, it's Timber on the back post. Lovely goal by Arsenal, that is. Back post. Header. Didn't he do well? Rose like a salmon on a trampoline. PSV at one end. Miss big chances. Arsenal at the other. Score their chance. First blood. Timber. Arsenal. 1-0. Good goal. Just watching it back here. Lovely play down the left-hand side. Lovely cross by Declan Rice, and then Timber's up. I mean, maybe the keeper should be doing a little bit better here, to be fair. No, probably not The powers beat him. It's a very good header by Timber. And it's 1-0 to Arsenal. They've got their goal. They've got their goal here. So we've got goals here. Atletico Madrid. Oh, just shoots wide. It's all right, I'm just putting an order in for a cup of tea. Can't make a cup of tea when I'm streaming. That would just be me out of the game for 3 minutes. Would you do a live show in Australia, mate? Says Mario. I'd love to. Another cross in. Arsenal doing well here at the moment. A goal in both games. Up the Villa. A few up the Villas in the chat. Yeah, good result for Villa. Of course, your reward would potentially be Liverpool. If Liverpool can get through PSG, which we'll be covering tomorrow. Of course, their second leg is Anfield. First leg in Paris. They used to call it Gay Paris, didn't they? And not because of what you think. I think it was because it was a happy place. And I don't know whether it still is. I'm going to Google it. Why did they call it Gay Paris? Refers to the city of Paris using the old meaning of gay, which means happy or carefree, not referring to sexual orientation. That's AI telling you that. Essentially, it means joyful Paris, as the word gay in French has the same root meaning of merriment and cheerfulness. Key points about the term Gay Paris. Historical context: when the phrase originated, gay primarily meant joyful or merry and not homosexual. Pronunciation: Gay Paris, as I've got right, is a common way to say it, emphasising the old-fashioned usage. Modern interpretation: while still sometimes used to describe the city's festive atmosphere, Gay Paris can also now be understood as referring to the city's LGBTQ plus scene due to the modern meaning of gay. There you go. Goal! Arsenal! Goal! Right. I nearly said right up something there, which would be not good. Arsenal 2-0. Declan Rice can't believe it. He's gone like this. They are 2-0 up against PSV. This is not what Arsenal normally do. Score goals. And PSV will be feeling a little bit embarrassed here. 2-0 up. And it's a fantastic start for Arsenal here in the first 21 minutes. And again, it comes from a cross, and it's good play. Cross comes in. Similar cross. Again, is it Rice? Rice with 2 assists, maybe? No. It's Lewis Skelly this time. And it's Wanyeri. You youngsters combine. Arsenal fans will be loving that. Kenny says, I hate the Gunners. Well, second leg's going to be a formality here because PSV had a great chance to be 1-0 up. Now they find themselves 2-0 up. Arsenal up for it. This is their last chance, isn't it? Of course, they'll play the winner of Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. With the amount of defenders Arsenal have, do you think Simone can win something if he'd be their new manager? Says Ariel. DV says, United is doing a fan event in New York on March the 9th for Arsenal match. Any entry selected by lucky draw. Only got the ticket when I selected I'll buy merch. Says DV. Oh my God. That's the sort of thing you need to be spreading into other fan groups or when we're on the United stand, because that sort of stuff is disgusting. Serious question from Prawn Crackers. Should I be embarrassed that I'm a 35-year-old and I'm still a virgin? Just not happened for me. Oh, great question. I mean, I can't really answer that any other way than to say you shouldn't be embarrassed. And if I said you should be embarrassed, it would be discrimination against virgins, which I'm not going to do. But no, seriously, like, you're better off doing it in the right way than paying for it. It's fine. It's a yellow card here for Lewis Skelly. Didn't look like it was a yellow card, but it is a yellow card that's been given. I mean, realistically, no, yellow card's probably the right decision there. Dortmund are winning 1-0, says Fennec. Thank you very much to our moderator. 24 minutes. Adiemi. Thank you very much for your super chats. Atletico just starting to get back into the game a little bit. Well, it's good. It's a good night for English clubs at the moment. Remember, early kickoff, Aston Villa 2-0, 3-1 against Club Bruges in Bruges. And they've got a 2-goal difference for Villa Park next week. And PSV, Arsenal. Arsenal have a 2-goal difference next week as things stand. Missed the free kick. Not enough curl on that. Just having a quick look at the fixtures for next week. Arsenal playing on the Wednesday nights. Wednesday the 12th at 8 o'clock, and Villa Club Bruges at 8 o'clock as well. Barcelona Benfica at 5:45. Why do they have to do a 5:45 game? Man United Sociedad is at 5:45 on Thursday as well. Is Odegaard? No. Good defending. Arsenal real. I've played the game. I've said this before. You don't really understand who's got the best league in Europe until you start hitting this point. Because people can say, oh, PSV have been quite good, but Arsenal are wiping their arse with them at the moment. He might be gone. He might be gone. That might be a second yellow. Surely. I'm amazed that's not a second yellow card for Lewis Skelly. I'm absolutely stunned. Why is that not a second yellow? Referee's made a big call here. That is a big call. I mean, come on. Mate, that's a second yellow, that is. I mean, that's poor. That is, they've got away with one there. I mean, I don't, obviously I want Arsenal to win. But that should have been a second yellow. And Lewis Skelly can count himself very, very lucky. You can't do VAR on a yellow card. I just don't. Well, let's run a poll if you're watching the Arsenal game. Should Lewis Skelly have got... Mate, that is such a second yellow. I mean, I can't believe it. Should he have got a yellow? Just his first wasn't a yellow, says Blake. Well, I think that is what I was about to say, actually. As the referee thought maybe the first one I got it wrong, so I'll equal it out, which is brave, because the second one's definitely a yellow card. And the problem is, everybody looking at that goes, well, that's a yellow card. And you haven't given it. Have you seen the left back for PSV, says Tom. He looks good. I mean, I don't know whether Man United would look at him, but this Malacia lad looks good. Still 1-0 between Real Madrid and Atletico, by the way. We're about to hit half an hour. Hey, Goldbridge, from Brooklyn to your city, mate. What do you think of the FIFA World Cup this summer? Says Paul. I got a big problem with it, Paul. I got a big problem with it. I don't understand who is going to invest their time watching it, because I don't understand the legitimacy of it. I've got no problem with the tournament if you want to just put teams in it and have it as like a exhibition, but as a genuine Club World Cup, it's got no merit, because the best teams in the world at the moment aren't in it. Liverpool and Barcelona aren't in it. So how can you have a Club World Cup that's got Chelsea in it? just because they won the Champions League 4 years ago. It's a stupid way to do a tournament, and that's my problem with it. I mean, whoever holds that up, you are not the Club World Cup champions because the best teams are not in it. So that's my problem with it. I've always thought this, though. A Club World Cup as a concept isn't a bad idea. And in fact, I remember doing tournaments on Sensible Soccer, custom tournaments, where I did a Club World Cup. The old so many groups of 4 and then a knockout. I like the concept of doing it. My problem is the teams they've selected are wrong. I mean, Arsenal should be in it over a lot of teams as well. Gunners are more Gunners to me. They never achieve something in the end, says Leper Messiah. PSV on the attack again. Do need to get back into it. Look, what I will say is, even if it had been given as a red card, Arsenal defensively would just sit in. So we'll get a better game 11 against 11 anyway. 77% of you said that Lewis Skelly should have been sent off, by the way. Oh, God. Here we go with Arsenal again. Just got to switch it. Jamie, thanks for your super chat. So it's got a good tempo to the game. What are PSV doing? 3-0. What are they doing? 3-0. I don't know what they're doing at the back here. Moreno, 3-0 Arsenal. It's over. This game is over. Game over. They've absolutely torn them. Unbelievable. Well, there might have been an offside in the build-up there, if that was a shot. But if in doubt, kick it out. What are they doing at the back? Trying to pass out from the back. I mean, it's comical defending. They are looking for an offside in the build-up. But it's weird defending from PSV. It's a good finish by Moreno. I don't think we're going to even see if they're even going to play for the offside here. Wow, a shocking night if you're a PSV fan. I thought there was an offside in the build-up. I have got the Real Madrid game on anyway, but this is tie over if this is a goal. No, yeah, he's offside there. He's offside in the build-up. There you go. Eye test, Goldbridge. Might have had eye surgery, but I can see that. Definitely offside in the build-up. What do you mean nowhere near offside? Check it back and then apologise. Miles off in the first play. Yeah, Rodrigo scored for Real Madrid after 4 minutes. I mean, what's going on with VAR here? I thought this is like the Premier League. Why are they taking so long? You meant to have automated offside, you twats. Maybe it's going to be onside. I think this might be onside then, because why would you take so long? So obviously offside, and now taking bloody ages. Was he active though, says Lucky. Well, was it a shot and not a pass? Yusuf says, would Simeone succeed in a Premier League top 6 side? I could imagine him doing quite a good job at Chelsea, actually, yeah. How long are they going to take on this? It's got to be onside. That is criminal. It's like being in the Prem. Leopard Messiah, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. JG7 says not offside. Goal, Atletico! What a hit that is. Well, I tell you what, it's a former Man City player, Alvarez. Take a bow. What a goal, says Ryan Dowling. And I tell you what, it's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got Gary Barlow. I mean, that's miles offside. How have they not figured that one out? I can't believe they're taking so long. Anyway, let's have a look at this. He's onside, no problem. Alvarez starts on the touchline virtually. Oh, it's a magnificent goal. Calafiori's coming on for Lewis Skelly. Intelligent. That is a cracker. That's the best goal of the night we've seen so far. What a hit by Alvarez. He's had a great season. They've given the goal. They've given the goal at Arsenal. How are they giving that goal? I don't know. I need an explanation. I mean, what a goal. We've got a great game in the Bernabeu, by the way. But absolutely fantastic. 1-1 in the 32nd minute. And this Real Madrid Atletico derby is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Kara says, no red and an offside goal given. I mean, mate, it's got to be legit. They've got bloody automated offside. What I'm saying is, he looks miles off when the pass gets played. Unless they're trying to say he's not active. But it looks like a pass to me. Santiago says Moreno was not involved. Mate, the pass is going right towards him. How can he not be active? I don't know. I'm going to tweet and see if anyone can say it. While we still have viable billionaires willing to buy United, clear the debt and invest heavily, why should we settle for Glinios and the Wish Project? I agree, Chris. I agree. Is yours your favourite United player, Rasmus or Garnacho, says 10 men? I don't have a favourite player at the moment. I have players that I like. I think favourite would be, you'd have to be classed as Player FC. I don't have a favourite at Man United because I don't think anybody deserves a favourite tag. So I don't have a favourite. Lewis Skelly taken off by Arsenal. I would applaud that by Arteta. Very clever move. He should have been, I mean, that's an admission from Arteta that he should have been sent off, quite simply. So, very intelligent. Oh, Liverpool against PSG is Amazon tomorrow as well, apparently. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Thanks everyone who's getting involved in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, you're very welcome on That's Football. We've got, we're closing in on 309,000, by the way. So please do subscribe. Daily content on here, and you're all welcome. 3-0 to Arsenal. I mean, you can't knock it. You can't knock it. They've been dominant. Scoring goals is a problem for Arsenal, apparently. But Atletico Madrid back in this game. That's next week for Amazon, sorry. Thank you very much, Ian. No, Lewis Skelly didn't get a red. Enrique says, the only possible explanation is it was considered another phase of play, Mark. Yes, that might be an explanation. But you normally in the Prem, you go back a lot further than that. Just looking at the Alvarez goal again. It's the dip. It's a brilliant goal. You shouldn't get beat from there, but it's the dip. The power and the dip, you just don't save them. Such a great goal. Yeah, and X is not the best place to get any clarification. I asked, can anybody explain why Moreno was onside? And you get answers like, learn the rules. Yeah, I'm literally asking for somebody to tell us the rules. 3 PSV players touched the ball before he did. All had opportunities to clear it. That's not a reason, Stephen. The pass into him before that is what we're talking about. Ball never made it through to him. No, that's not a reason either. Maybe the deemed Timbers cross pass to be another player, not Marino. Geordie says, I've got no idea. The pass was going straight to him and the defender moved to block it, so it definitely had an influence. Breeze says he didn't touch it. It got intercepted. Breeze doesn't understand the offside rule. Defender plays the ball to Marino deliberately. Pretty basic, says Toj. I still don't understand it. I mean, look, Arsenal have played really well. I want Arsenal to win. But it doesn't mean that you can't look at something and go, I'm confused. Will a non-top 5 league club ever win the Champions League, says Jumpy. What's a non-top 5 league club? As an Arsenal fan, I don't know what's going on. I demand an explanation for that goal, says Peter. Yeah, I'd be the same if it happened to United. I'll take it, but I'd be like, I don't understand why it's been given. For me, unless I see it at half-time, the Arsenal player tries to play it through to Marino, who's in an offside position. That's my interpretation of it. That's all I'm saying. I don't mind the fact that it's been given. I don't mind the fact that Arsenal are winning 3-0. They certainly looked at it for too long, in my opinion. So they obviously had some sort of justification for giving it. Good, a penalty now? What? This game's it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. It's going both ways. It's incredible. There's no way this is a penalty. No way that's a pen. Absolutely no way. That's not a penalty. He's being fouled. Partey's being fouled himself. How can you give a penalty for that? Partey's being pulled himself. That is soft. That is a really soft penalty. Maybe he feels guilty because he gave a dodgy offside. He's caught the PSV player around the head, but he's being pulled back himself, so he's trying to get hold of the PSV player. Not a penalty for me, that. 73% of you said that Lewis Skelly should have been off. Let's see if you think that should have been a penalty. I don't think it's a pen. Yes or no? Let us know what you think. PSV got a redemption arc here. Could be 3-1. And he has scored it. Raya doesn't even move. Very good penalty. Well, people said this game was going to be boring. We've got maybe controversial decisions. We've got 4 goals and it's not even half time yet. Thomas Partey saying exactly what we saw. He was fouled first, but it don't matter. Cruiser says he clotheslines him, clears penalty. Mate, he's been fouled himself before it. It should have been a foul on Partey. Bad guy says Raya is useless on penalties. PSV defender on the far side plays Arsenal onside, says Nicholas. Oh, well, I'd like to see it again at half-time. That might be an explanation. PM says, Google deliberate play. Since the defender does a deliberate play, there is no offside. If it was touched by accident by the defender, it's be offside. Says PM. I don't know what you're talking about, mate, because I haven't seen the replay in a while. But for me, the Arsenal player tries to play Marino in. And as soon as he tries to play him in, and Marino's in an offside position, then it should be offside. But I need to see the replay again. Well, I don't think this game is over. I really don't. I think that if PSV were to score the next goal, it becomes very interesting. It's a very, very unlike Arsenal performance so far. Thank you. Chances being conceded all over the place. Actually, I'm going to stand up. Scooby Doo. Yeah, well, look, let's go to Madrid for a moment as well. Very, very good start for Madrid. Early goal, and I'd say for the first 15 minutes, looked rampant. But a worldie by Alvarez, and let's be fair, Atletico Madrid had started to settle before that. They've certainly settled now. Remember, the second leg will be at Atletico's ground. So these ties can ebb and flow. And in both these games at the moment, you'd say Arsenal are in the box seat. Next goal important. But Atletico at the moment would be pretty happy with what's going on. Next goal in the Arsenal game is key. Just to let you know as well, the Dortmund are 1-0 up against Lille, and Villa beat Club Brugge 3-1 in Bruges. Oh, it's a good cross. And he heads it over the bar. De Jong. Could have been 3-2. They've had their chances. They've had their chances. It was Malacia with the cross. Never did this for United. That cross by Malacia. What? Oh, my God. I tell you what, he played a game in the Europa League for Man United, and there's literally me going, he's doing it on purpose. He will not cross the ball. He will not cross the ball. Put him in a bloody PSV shirt. He's crossing them in like Ashley Cole. Any United fan knows he wouldn't cross the ball in a United shirt. Anyway, we're about to approach half-time here. Couldn't cross his bloody legs in a Man United shirt. And there he is, whipping him in. Incredible. Real Madrid had a chance there. Valverde, near post. No worries at all. 2 minutes more to go, and then we're going to have half-time. But it's already half-time in Madrid, even though they started a little bit later. Coming forward again, though, Arsenal. Action-packed game. Still a minute and a bit to go. Should it have been a penalty for PSV? 54% of you said yes, 46% of you said no. Let's close off that poll. Are you going to go to Cheltenham next week? Says Jake. No. No. I won't be going to Cheltenham. I went a couple of years ago, and yeah, and it's an experience, but I'm not going. Honest question, honest answer. Alvarez goal was fire, says AJ. Thank you very much, AJ. So half-time, Madrid 1, Atletico 1. Some chaotic refereeing tonight. Don't think anybody can deny that. He could give anything, basically. And I think everybody is sort of shouting for everything at the moment. Right, half-time now. Give us your thoughts then. I mean, I'm very interested here straight away to go and have a look at the stats because they're on the screen there and I'm going to pause them. 54% PSV. They've had more shots. They haven't had many on the same amount on target. There's only been one corner in the whole game. And yet it's 3-1. Yeah. I think story of the game has been a couple of weird decisions and also some pretty shit defending from PSV. But Arsenal are in a fantastic position here. 3 goals in the first half. You'd be over the moon with that. And Arsenal will be over the moon with that. There's no two ways about it. They'll be absolutely fantastically happy. And but PSV certainly have given a good account of themselves. What's that? I'm not answering questions on polar bears. No, we're not going down that road. Yeah, definitely not going down that road. Yeah. Yeah, if you've got any questions and stuff, flow them in, any either ors and any agony bridges or anything like that. I just don't, like Connor says, the RSPCA will be in contact again, and it's just not worth it at the end of the day. Biggest lie you've told a mate, says JZ. I don't fancy her. I think that's probably the one. Yeah. Like they fancied a girl and oh god, what's going on? I'm working. Yeah, I am angry. Bloody one of the kids told her like what to do, and you know, they have a bloody mobile phone, but they don't bloody check it. They use it for TikTok. They don't actually use it for what it's bloody worth. You know that thing that says phone on it or WhatsApp on it? That's where people message you. That's where they message you. They're walking around and literally open the door on her phone. Not looking at WhatsApp, looking at bloody TikTok. Messaged her an hour ago. Don't bloody knock on the door, send a WhatsApp, and then we can come and open the door. Sound like a duck. Anyway, what do you make of Anthony's written shirt in Betis? Don't know what you're talking about, James. Don't know what you're talking about. No, look, talking about pet hates, give me some pet hates, because that, I don't know whether it's like that with your teenagers, but they're never off their phone, but they don't actually use it for what it's for. Well, I had an Amazon delivery a couple of weeks ago. Granted, I was in the pub, sorry, someone just messaged me. Granted, I was in the pub, but had an Amazon delivery, and you know, in the messenger, because it's high value. I don't know, actually, it wasn't that. They just messaged me, it needed a number or something like that. So I'm ringing both of my daughters, and I'm trying to just get in contact with them to say, can you get the door? Can you get the door? Because they won't leave it. They're not going to leave it in the porch. You've got to answer the door. knowing both of them are at home. Ring, ring, never stop, never stop, never stop, never stop. Can't get in contact with them. Both in the house. Get home and say, like, were you in the house half an hour ago? Yeah. Why don't you answer your phone? I didn't see it. Here's a concept. Why have you got it on mute? And why have you got a bloody phone if people can't get in contact with you? That's one of my pet hates, and it's not just for family members, it's for everybody. Like, what is the point in having a phone and just using it for bloody Facebook and TikTok? The whole point of it is to communicate with people. Oh, I don't know. Give me some pet hates. What do you reckon of Barcelona's Champions League hopes, says Jason? Well, I've put them in the final. I think they're on the easier side of the draw. Obviously, Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Atletico, all on this side of the draw. So I think they've got a good one. Cannot stand how the missus stacks the dishwasher. Bowels on top of other bits, meaning I have to empty and restack the thing, says Hugh. Oh, I love that, Hugh. I love the way people can't stack a dishwasher. Because you know what? Sometimes I'll be, watching a movie and you can hear the dishwasher if it's not done properly from upstairs. And, you can tell somebody hasn't stacked it properly because when it starts whirring around, somebody has put a bowl up against a cup. And as it's washing, you can hear it knocking against it. That's a great thing at 11 o'clock at night when it's cold and you've just got settled into bed and then you've got to go downstairs and sort that. I also love people who put their plate in the dishwasher and leave half their fucking meal on it. Absolutely love that. It's like when you put your plate in a dishwasher with food on it, there's some magic dust in there that gets rid of all the food. Yeah, that's a cracker, that is. Rinse your bloody food off before you put it in. You know what some certain family member said to me? That's the dishwasher's job. No, it's not. That's what breaks the dishwasher. It cannot dissolve bread and bones. Have you got an email for inquiries, Mark? Says RK. I have, we have a business one. I think it's that'sfootballmedia@gmail.com. Benefit people going on holiday. Hey, I said throw in your controversial ones. I forgot we used to do controversial pet hates. We've done Brexit, we've done the lot, but 10 men hates benefit people who go on holiday. I went in a house about 20 years ago on a job I was doing, and nobody worked. They had a massive TV. They had all the channels, because I went round to take a statement at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and the half 12 game was just finishing. They had about 12 kids, massive TV, all the channels, Sky Sports, the lot, and neither of them worked. And I thought, who's the mug? They didn't have 12 kids, but because a chuff would be like a clown's pocket, although it probably was anyway, to be fair. I'm not getting into how many dads or anything like that, because that would... Here we go. This is the PSV thing. I'm just watching it back. Well, that's not the line we need. Here it is. Yeah, he's definitely offside when the pass gets played. How is that not offside for Moreno? How is that? I've just seen it again. How is he not offside? I'm still looking at it. He's definitely offside, and he tries to pass it to him. The only thing that happens is it hits the PSV defender, but that's 2 meters after the pass. When the pass is played, he's offside. You know what? It doesn't matter. I want Arsenal to win, but he's definitely off. He's definitely off, isn't he? I'm not being stupid. I mean, Warner says it doesn't affect the play when he's passed. That's not how it works, mate. He's trying to play him in and he's offside. That's offside. Is he active when the pass is played? It's offside. Surely that has to be given. That is 100% offside. I don't get it. There might be some weird rule, but come on. I've never seen a rule that you're not offside when you're offside, if you know what I mean. Defender deliberately played the ball. What are you talking about, James? Defender deliberately played the ball. What's that got to do with the price of bread? It doesn't matter whether the defender blocks the ball. He tries to pass it to Moreno. He's off. End of the story. I don't think, but on the other hand, I don't think it's a penalty either for PSV, so it probably equals itself out. Is that tree an entry and exit test like the Crystal Maze, says James? I don't think the world is ready for Arteta Simeone. It could happen, Tanishk. Palmer versus Alvarez, biggest City regret, says Joe Coleman. I think Alvarez went on ambition, didn't he? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Alvarez went because he wanted to play more regular football, and who can fault him? He's having a bloody... He's right. I think Palmer went because they wanted to cash in, and there wasn't a pathway to the first team. And I think Alvarez went because he wanted to play first team football. So, yeah. But they could have done with him this season. The thing I didn't like about Alvarez at Man City was that he scored goals, and goals win you games. And he did score a lot of goals. And I thought it was a bit weird that they let him go, but they obviously couldn't give him the game time. In hindsight, they'd have given him plenty of game time this season. Does Eriksen have a future in football, says Vilma? 100%. James has got a pet hate. He says, I can't stand the increasing amount of people that have phone calls in public and on transport on speakerphone. I don't give a fuck about your call, says James. Mate, I went on a train to London a couple of years ago, and this guy, it was quite a packed train by the time it hit Banbury, and didn't actually hit Banbury, but you know what I mean. It pulled into Banbury. It gets quite busy then because it's a commuter area for London. And he was sat there with people all around him stood up, and he's having a chat about his building project. And he's getting quite angry with this other person. I mean, I found it quite interesting to listen to, but I did think most people are going to be very irritated by this. I was quite interested by it because I was bored, but you wouldn't have said anything to him because he was a big bloke and it wasn't fat. But yeah, I get what you mean. Teabags in the sink is a goated anecdote, says Wan. Oh yeah, you can't beat the teabags in the sink. Zach says, when you're at a store and two people catch up in the doorway, blocking anybody from going in or out, how people are so oblivious. Mate, this is a good one. It happens when I take Seb to school quite a lot. There is quite a... You're on a busy road anyway, and then there's a pathway about that wide. And the amount of people, you can see that you're going to be fine, and then the person in front of you, someone's coming out, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to think of it. It wouldn't be Sharon. Who's called Sharon these days? I nearly went, oh, Shazza. It'll be, oh, Catherine, how are you doing? And how's Jonty or whatever like that? And they literally stop. And you become part of their conversation. Well, I don't, because I'll say something. I'll say, can you move, please? But yeah, it's annoying. Thank you very much for that, Manny, as well. Do you think Atletico Madrid are going to beat Real? I think if they can come out, they're out on the pitch here. If they can come out this second half with a draw, then it's going to be hard for Real Madrid. But I thought this was going to be tough anyway. They are quite evenly matched. Real Madrid have got more than enough quality to win this Champions League again. But they are missing some key players, as we know. No Jude Bellingham. And they arguably have weaknesses as well. Second half's just started in Madrid. Old people taking too long at the self-checkout, says T-Potion. I just think generally old people get slower at everything. I mean, have you ever been stuck behind an old person driving? Like, they make driving dangerous the other way. Like, you shouldn't be speeding. It's ridiculously dangerous. You could kill a cat or a person. But slow driving is dangerous as well. My pet hate is the Glazers running United into the ground over the last 20 years, says Manny. Fair point. And Working in retail, says James Campion, my biggest issue is people not saying hello back to me. They just start spewing their order to me after I say hello, and I hate it, says James. Yeah, manners cost nothing. Manners cost nothing. Rudolph the Red says, pet hate the it's okay my dog's friendly crew just because they can't be asked to train them and have idea how they're doing, says Rudolph the Red. Dog people. I've got a family member who's like this. You go on a walk with them and they don't put their dog on leads. They'll just walk around because their dog's friendly. And I'm like, that's just not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Some people are terrified of dogs. So even if your dog is friendly, they'll be shitting themselves when your dog runs up to it for a stroke. They'll have a stroke. And two, doesn't matter how friendly your dog is, another dog on a lead might be a nasty shit and then your dog gets bit. So I completely agree with you on that. Serious point. But some people are just so confident in their dog's good behaviour that they let it walk around off a lead. But there are two factors there that they're not considering. One, it goes up to a nasty dog and gets bit. And two, it goes up to somebody who hates dogs. When you're on the phone trying to hear what the other person is saying while someone else next to you is talking to you over them, so you end up hearing neither of them, says pre-order bonus. Thank you very much for that. Have you seen Schmeichel's pathetic documentary, says Plig? No. I've seen it advertised, but I haven't watched it. We're getting some good pet hates here. One of my commuting pet hates that is self-inflicted and always happens in this scenario. I don't commute as much as I used to, but in the olden days on United Stand, I used to have a job 9 to 5, Dolly Parton FC. Dun, 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 dun. I'm jumping in the house and I pour myself a cup of ambition. Anyway, I used to get the train in and I'd grab the metro for a read. Goal! 4-1. It's game over. Odegaard with a simple goal. It's crap defending by PSV. And Arsenal are in the box seat. And I tell you what, I don't think they would have thought it was going to be this easy. Absolute demolition job here. And it's Demolition Man Odegaard. Sign him up with Stallone. It's all over. PSV, I reckon United had beat PSV. I really do. It's just so simple. And look, Arsenal in this form, the build-up play is good. I mean, look, I watch a lot of crap football, but Arsenal with a striker. Could have been their year. I'll leave it there. Shopping trolleys left in the middle of a car park, says T Potion. Some people are just bloody lazy, mate. I was driving through an area in Birmingham a couple of months ago, and the traffic wasn't moving particularly quickly. You know, when you're just crawling along, and there was this guy walking along, eating a Greggs with a bag, and I saw him about 10 metres in front. He put the rest of his sausage roll in. 5! 1! Oh my God! Oh my God! 5 for Arsenal. Wow. I'll come back to that story in a minute, but this story is far better. Arsenal on the rampage. Oh, I'll tell you what, no point watching the second leg. Focus on the Madrid game next week. Bloody hell. Absolutely unbelievable. Liverpool get scared. Get worried, Liverpool. Arsenal can score goals too late. We've not even had 50 minutes. Calafiori into Trossard. Oh, PSV's defence is awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, forget the controversy about the offside goal for Arsenal, which I think we can all agree was offside, but 5-1. Oh, yeah, good point by CC. He says Arteta's going to come out and say they don't need a striker now. It's Dan Malassia's side, that one. No, it's not. No, and Wanyeri's up against him, isn't it? Arsenal, I think you can book your place in the quarter-final. There's no way this Arsenal defence is giving up a 4-goal lead across 2 legs. No way. Yeah, going back to what I was saying anyway, yeah, I'm driving along and I can see this guy in this not particularly nice area of Birmingham, but that doesn't really matter because it shouldn't happen anywhere. And he's eating his Greggs and he's got a bag and he's obviously ate most of it. So he puts his sausage roll into the bag and as he's walking, doesn't even break stride, just drops the bag. Just drops the plastic bag in the middle of the pavement and keeps walking. And I said to myself, and I didn't actually speak because in my head, I had no one else was in the car. And I literally went in my head, I can't speak. I can't speak. And I didn't speak. My head was going, I can't speak. I couldn't believe it. Just dropped it in the middle of the pavement and kept walking. And as I got like level with him and looked at him, I was like, there was just pure venom for that person. You know? I'm not saying I wanted him to have a heart attack or anything like that, but I just thought your contribution to this planet is just, we'd be better. I don't want to say it, but I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm just like, how can people like you exist? What do you contribute? And then the next week, I saw him on BBC News, and he was a top cardiologist who saved loads of lives. No, I'm only joking about the second bit. But the dropping of the bag was true. PSV on the attack. Oh, just wide. End to end here. I think there's going to be more goals. Still 1-1 between Madrid and Atletico. Although Atletico have started off well. Again, lots of the ball. And Madrid looking a bit off the pace at the moment. Who is the biggest moron in modern football, says Vilma. On the pitch or off it? Oh! Atletico! Well, it could have been 2-1. He just didn't take it down from the cross. He did get the shot off, but it was a good block by Mendy. It's a lovely cross into the box. I think he should have hit it first time. Should have hit that first time. De Paul. De Pratt. Who's your favourite for the Champions League? I said Liverpool before the start of the season, Rob, and I'm going to stick with Liverpool. Derek says, who's your top 2 favourites for it? Barcelona or Liverpool, I think. Oh, another chance for PSV and another block. DND says, I saw you in a full kit in Tesco's, Mark. Definitely wasn't me because I don't shop in Tesco. Not saying I don't wear a full kit. Off-leash dog park is the way to go, says Connor. Thank you very much for your super chats. I don't shop in Waitrose. Edge of the box, PSV. Back post. Ooh, good save, Raya. Chances galore here. Weekend fixtures. Arsenal, Man United. Yeah, finding their shooting boots at exactly the right time. To be honest, though, Man United's Arsenal. If somebody said to me, Arsenal beat you 4-0, but you beat Sociedad over 2 legs, bring on the 4-0. I've got next to no interest in that Arsenal game. If we win, it doesn't mean anything. Like, we're not going to climb the title anyway, climb the league anyway. I think Real Madrid have just scored and I've missed it. Oh, it's terrible defending. Oh, no! Diaz with the goal. I was just watching how he did this. There's so many Atletico players there and he sort of wiggles in the box, finds a chance on his right foot and curls it all the way through about 4 Atletico Madrid players into the bottom corner. Big goal for Real Madrid. You've got to look at the Atletico defence, which is normally very good. That's a big goal for Diaz. He's gone into the crowd. He's probably been booked for that. 55 minutes, 2-1 Madrid. This Arsenal PSV game, though, you can't take your eyes off it. It's literally end to end to end. Right, let me get that stats carousel rolling around. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Arteta in. We're in London, aren't we? Yellow tie, pink Audi. Mark Goldbridge says, Howder. Hope you're doing well, mate. Rudolph the Red says, I'm a qualified accredited dog trainer and behaviourist at Matt Jason, Canine Training and Behaviour. You don't need to be qualified to know that people who let their dogs just run freely off a lead are prats. And they'll get very defensive about it, because dog people do get very defensive about it. But you're wrong. If your dog runs freely and someone else has got their dog and it's nasty and your dog runs up to it and gets bit, it's your fault. The other dog's on a bloody lead. And I've worked with people who, if I walked into work with the smallest dog in the world, they'd get up and go out the room. Because some people have got a dog fear. Here's Odegaard coming forward. Trying to get Rice in. There'll be more goals in this. There's still 35 minutes to go. One of the most open Champions League games I think I've ever seen. You know what pisses me off about dog people as well is that in the UK, I don't know what it's like in other countries, it seems to be more regular. And imagine how horrific it is. There was another one at the weekend. Owner killed by dog. And you know, when I think about it, I think, you know, he didn't get eaten whole. It wasn't quick, was it? I mean, imagine what death by dog is like. I've been bitten by a dog and it bloody hurts. And that was just on the knee. So keep your dog on a lead, even if it's friendly. Oh yeah, don't get me started on dog shit left on the pavement and not picked up. Took Seb to school the other week and there was a big procession of it all the way up the bloody path. You know what I think that is, though? I think that's parents who get teenagers to take the dog a walk and they don't really want to do it. And they walk around listening to their AirPods on their phone with the dog and don't even notice it does a shit. I don't think many adults would do it. Cross into the box by PSV. Ooh, goal kick. Half an hour to go in Madrid. Real are 2-1 up against Atletico. Ghost14 says, it depends how good the recall is for the dog. Dogs with crap recall should stay on the lead. JS says there's a lot more dogs pooping in the street these days. It's not even that difficult to pick it up. Griezmann! Oh, right across the face of the goal. Courtois gets a finger on it and there's no one there to tap it home. Where's Bellingham tonight? Is he suspended or... what would he have done to get suspended? Is he injured? Get a lot of injuries, Madrid, don't know. Oh, he is suspended. Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Greg Donald says, I got bit by a dog, swiped to the neck. Ooh. I'll tell you what, when a dog goes for it, they're very, very difficult to stop. It's like a switch. My experience was we had a Rhodesian Ridgeback, which is quite a big dog, and an English Bull Mastiff. And the Bull Mastiff had puppies, and she was lying in the living room in front of the fire. And we had to keep them separated because they were both bitches, which is relevant in one way, but also because they were female dogs. And somebody'd left the utility room door open, and the Ridgeback came walking into the kitchen. And then it was like into the living room where I was watching TV, and the Bull Mastiff was in front of the fire with the puppies. And it walked in, and I saw it out the corner of my eye because the other one got up. And look, it's territorial, isn't it? I think the Ridgeback was going to attack the puppies, and then the mum gets up to protect it. And, you know, this is just me, fight or flight. I opened the window, jumped out and legged it. No, I didn't. I was like, she's going to attack those puppies instinctively. So they started growling and they were just about to go at each other. And then I just jumped in between the two. And when I was stupid, don't do it. And jumped in between the two and grabbed hold of both collars and shouted for help. And whilst I was doing that, I got a bite to the leg from one of them. I don't know which one it was. And then I said, I don't know which one it was. Let's take them both to the vet, put them both down, and give the puppies to charity. I didn't do that. Yeah, we just said, get back in the room and you lie down with your kids. But I looked down and there was this big rip down my jeans. I thought, oh, that's quite stylish, but it wasn't there before. Lifted it up and there was like this, bit of a mess on my knee. I have a 10-stone staffy, bloody hell, named Princess, and they've only ate 2 people this week. Sick of the stigma, says T-Potion. Misha says, I was attacked by Rottweilers off Leeds in the woods whilst running on the path. I now can't stand being near small dogs that are meant to be friendly. It doesn't matter how you think your dog is, says Misha. Exactly, some people just are scared of them for good reason. I was walking back from the shops a couple of days ago, right? And the pathway is quite thin. And I can see a guy walking with his dog on a lead. So I waited. And as I went past, it was only a little dog. As I went past, it hadn't spotted me waiting, saw me and went, arr, 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 arr. I mean, I could have kicked its head off. But, you know, again, I don't want any emails from the RSPC and it's not the owner's fault. But I thought, you know, I'm actually giving the equivalent of what that dog did to me is I've given way to you and been polite and you've gone, go fuck yourself. You know? I do like dogs though. I've grown up with them all my life. And I'm not talking about exes. I'm talking about the real thing. You should never call anybody a dog. If a dog is reactive or has issues, there's only one person to blame, and it ain't the dog, says Rudolph the Red. Malasia with another cross, taking the piss. What's your favourite dog breed, says Jack. For many years, I think it's an English Bull Mastiff. I mean, we used to have them quite a lot, but it might be French. No, English Bull Mastiff. I love them. Yeah, they don't live very long. But yeah, I love them. You know, like Turner and Hooch? Yeah, I love them. I used to have a golden one when I was growing up. Rocky had one in Rocky, funnily enough. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are pretty cool though, because on their back they've got like a dagger. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. They've across their spine they have their hair makes a dagger shape. They're like really fine hair, and then on their back they've got like this dagger shape on it. It's amazing. You should look it up, Rhodesian Ridgeback, and then look at their backs. They're amazing. I wouldn't say it was the best dog I've ever had. It was always in the bin, but they're always hungry. Still 5-1, Arsenal PSV. Arsenal are attacking again. Still 2-1, Real Madrid Atletico. I am live tomorrow night, PSG Liverpool. Looking forward to that. If PSG are going to do anything in that tie, they've got to do it tomorrow. I tell you what, it's a shame for Arsenal that they couldn't keep the title race going a little bit longer, because when you look at how competitive it's going to be on that side of the draw, it could have had a real impact in the title race. Dr. G. Jenkins says, there was a German Shepherd taking a dump on my lawn the other day, Mark. His dog's just as bad as well. Markash says, what about horses shitting everywhere? No one picks that up. Yeah. They don't. You'll never get a horse person. They're a different breed, horse people. You know how to wind up a horse person is to tell them that riding a horse is not exercise. You're basically sitting on a moving chair. It really does wind them up. Never show a weakness. Apparently horse riding is quite strenuous. I've done it. It's not. It's literally like sitting on a moving chair. It's not hard. They make out it's hard. It's basically like riding a bike. Trot on. It can run, jog and walk. Lovely bit of skill by Madrid. And a good tackle. Some people say that the dog reflects their owners, both behaviour and look. You see yourself as an English Bull Mastiff, says Howder. Not quite. Not quite. Modric at 39 is so good, says YouTube. Riding a bike's harder than riding a horse. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a really interesting last 20 minutes in Madrid, because at 2-1, certainly the tie is open. I think if Real Madrid can take it to 3-1, it probably just about does it. Yes, there's a second leg, but Madrid at the moment are looking good. And Atletico are going through a bit of a bad phase here. It's 1-1 between Dortmund and Lille. Apparently. Yes, it is. Haraldsson has scored. Finalists last year, Dortmund, of course. That's a foul. Right, I think I've been stood up a lot long enough. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome. Hamstrings are a lot better. I played again on Thursday night. I did my hamstring. Ah, there you go, football related. Hadn't played five-a-side this year, and started again. Not last Thursday, the Thursday before. Pulled my hamstring in the first 3 minutes. I've done ankles, I've done knees, I've never done a hamstring before. So I was convinced I'd done a bad hamstring, because I actually, if you've ever done your hamstring, you'll relate to this. Overstretched, literally felt something physically happen in the back of my leg. And then for the next half an hour until I stopped playing, it was just like, every time I moved, it was like somebody stabbed me in the back of the knee, which actually I've never had happen, but imagine it actually would be a lot worse, wouldn't it? But, you know, it did really hurt. So I thought, ooh, that's me out for about 4 or 5 weeks. by the Sunday, it was a lot better. So I think I'd just tweaked it. But I'd never done a hamstring before, so I've never done that injury. So I hadn't done it bad. I'd literally just pulled it, tweaked it, so it's absolutely fine. But I can't play now for 3 weeks because I was speaking to my surgeon yesterday about my eye, and he was saying, when are you going back to work? Because you need to take a few days off. And I said, I'm going back to work tomorrow. Arsenal are playing PSV, mate. And he said, oh, you should be all right with eye work. Just take plenty of rests. I said, rests for wimps. And then he said, are you... I said, will it be all right for 5-a-side? And he says, when are you playing? I said, Thursday. He said, no, 3 weeks. I was like, having a laugh. Why? He says, because you've got stitches in your eye, and if you get the ball in your face or an elbow in your face, which, let's be honest, with your face is quite likely, you'll be back here. And it's going to be 6. No, he's offside. Hips are a horrible injury, Bruno. Oh, we move on to injuries now. Hips are a horrible injury. I wouldn't say it's the worst pain in the world. But, oh my God. It's a hip. A hip thing is just, the pain is just a very weird pain. I've done my hip where I think I've moved it slightly out of joint, not completely. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't want to move. I've done my back as well. I pulled my back and literally couldn't walk for 3 days. Couldn't get my socks on. Scary. Get Sterling off the pitch, says Taffy. Corner here to Real Madrid, not Atletico. Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade, says Baba. And my pet hate is people calling 100+ pound dogs pit bulls. Pit bulls should only be 30 to 50 pounds, says Danny on the gas. There you go. Weightist. When do you start your football career, says Kiel? You have it. Mate, look, talking about the charity games, it always pissed me off that you get, like, these... Like, I'll tell you what, if I'd ever been allowed to play in these charity games, I'd have been the oldest person on there, and that would have been a story. Because I can still do it. That's one of my pet hates. Every bloody charity thing I ever got asked to, it was always to be a manager. And I'd always say, can I play? Oh, we want you to be the manager. And I'm like, the fun bit is playing. I ruptured my Achilles playing a 5-a-side, says Nath. I've never done I have had knee injuries, but I've not done an ACL. I know plenty of people who have. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me now, touch wood, but I've never done anything that's like... I've never had an injury that was like I've been kicked on the ankle and it's sprained for like 4 weeks or whatever, but I've never broken it or anything like that. Here's Odegaard. Oh my God, what a goal. I don't know, and people write Odegaard off. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That goal is fantastic. Look, I'm a massive fan of Odegaard. Anybody who's watched this show will know that. And it amazes me how many Arsenal fans don't think he's all that. It amazes me how many people think, you know, he ain't all that. I think technically he's one of the best number 10s in Europe. And look, I don't think as a goal scorer it's his best trait. And I think you have to score goals to be a number 10. But I just think he's just technically brilliant. Like his passing, his magnetic touch. I like him, and I think a lot of Arsenal's success over the last 3 years is down to the likes of the defenders and Saka, but also Odegaard as well. OTG says, I smoke cigarettes, but I hate people who throw cigarette trash on the ground. Like, how hard is it to stick it in the trash? Just put it out and throw it away. You get spot fines in the UK for that. They're actually quite strict on that. You throw a cigarette on the floor, you will get a bloody fine if there's someone there to give it you. They'll let you dog shit, though. 6-1 with 15 minutes to go. I mean, I ain't watching the second leg. I'll be watching the Madrid game. Although, Madrid are still on the attack here. Prime says the red card would have changed the game. I think it should have been a red card, and I'm still convinced that Moreno was offside, but Arsenal have been so dominant here. It's been a complete and utter mismatch. Bruno or Odegaard, I will put a poll out for you because I think that's probably going to be either or of the night. I know which I'd go with, but I won't say it until loads of PSV fans leaving. I wonder how many will travel to London. Probably just do it because it's London, Madame Tussauds. Just seen this clip here that the Mail have put out. Garnacho ignores young fan and then drives off whilst on the phone. I mean, he might get a ticket for driving whilst he's on his phone, but do they not realise how many people are stood outside your door when you're a footballer? I mean, I think it's very dangerous in modern society about what we try and pylons we cause for celebrities. Like, if a footballer stopped and gave every kid an autograph, they'd never get home. Like that's just like, I think for people like me and you, you'd think, oh, I'd just let him sign that. But like, it's relentless. Like, they have to say no. They have to. Just a non-story for me. Matt Ross has got an agony bridge. Mark, honest thoughts. Me and the missus had a bust-up on Sunday and she got physical towards me. Love her to bits, but don't know what to do. Phone the police, Matt. If it was the other way round, you'd be in prison. At the end of the day, physicality between two people, when it's violent and not consensual. Look, we're all equal now. You should report it. Why is it any different? There's a stigma attached to it, and I'm being serious. And Matt might be doing it for a laugh, but I don't think it's funny. I don't think domestic abuse is funny. And it can happen and does happen the other way. And it's hard. Sometimes, you know, it's hard for men in domestic relationships where there is abuse, because there is that stereotypical thing, oh, well, it can't happen to you. Well, it bloody well can. Need to verify, but this is Arsenal's biggest ever Champions League away win, says Peter Drummy. And Rudolph the Red says, pet hate when people leave their dog shit bag hanging in a tree. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? It's like having a condom on and then halfway through taking it off. What was the point? Like, you're halfway there. You're John Bon Jovi. Don't get it. Yeah, could it be Arsenal's biggest ever Champions League away win? When you think about it, in the Champions League, you don't get that many big win. I mean, I certainly know Arsenal have been handed a few Bayern Munich beatings. over the years, but it wasn't on my bingo list. I just think PSV have defended horrifically. That's the problem. 9 minutes to go in the Bernabeu. Ahmed says, how would you sum up Chelsea's season? Well, you'll win the Conference League. I don't even know who you've got. I think you'll win the Conference League, so you'll definitely win a trophy. And here's Raheem Sterling. Why is he so shit these days? Tackled. Yeah, you'll win the you'll win the Conference League, but I think for Chelsea's season to be good, you've got to get in the top 5. And I think you will. I do. Marcello. If you could sing on stage with any artist, who would it be and which song, says Nath Footy? Well, I'm hoping at my Dublin show, I'm going to get to do it with Danny from the Script. And it will be standing in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to be Will I Am. But, yeah, because you got to pick a song with a bit of a duet. PSV still attacking. They've not given up hope yet. I would give up hope. You're 5 goals down effectively against the best defence in the Prem. Odegaard against Bruno. 68% of you've gone with Odegaard. I agree. I actually agree. I wouldn't even have red tinted glasses on that. There's a multitude of reasons, and I do like Bruno. But he's had many years at Man United, and I've always felt that his style doesn't do it for me in relation to he's not as magnetic on the ball. He's not really somebody that probes and retains possession. But another thing is, Odegaard's 26. Bruno's 31 this year as well. So I'd take Odegaard, definitely. But there's a lot of people that would take Bruno, and I respect that. But for me, personally, I would take Odegaard. Yeah. Charlie says, why has Bruno got double Odegaard's goals and assists? Because he has. And that's why some of you would pick Bruno. But for me, yeah, being a number 10, goals and assists are very important. But football's not all about stats, is it? I watch Bruno a lot, and he's quite infuriating a lot of the time as well. And it's not just about goals and assists. It's about the influence you have on your team winning things. And I just stylistically prefer an Odegaard type of number 10 to a Bruno type of number 10. And also, as I've said before, Man United over the last 7 years, every striker we've had has averaged less than 2 shots per game. I think if you look at someone like Odegaard, he's going to guarantee 3 or 4 shots a game as well. So, yeah. I thought you were going to say Black Lace Agadoo, says Jackie. That would be good. Another corner here for Arsenal. Well, say another corner. They haven't had that many corners. Oh, they have now. At half time they hadn't. Oh, no, it's only their second one. Mark, was Garnacho ever a left back or a left wing back, says MSJ. Not that I'm aware of. Do you watch the Championship, Mark, says Lee? No. Do you? The last time I checked, it was looking like Burnley. Burnley going up with Sheffield United and Leeds. Yeah, Leeds are top, Sheffield United second, and Burnley third. I mean, there's nearly 20 points between Burnley in 3rd and West Brom in 6th. Can't believe Luton are going to double dip relegation as well. It's mad, isn't it? Because Luton were the best team out of the newly promoted teams last year. And they're going to go straight down into the League One as well. Did they lose a lot of players? Strange. Very, very strange. Thanks, Kiel. Zayn Miasi says Arsenal will cool United at Old Trafford. Mate, you've just scored again. It's 7. Calafiori, 7. And how ironic is that it's Zayn who I'm reading out at the point. 7-1. I mean, it's so hypocritical. Arsenal are not in a title race because they haven't got a striker. And in the Champions League, they've just scored 7 goals. You're not buying a striker now. You're done. Just lovely. Odegaard, look at the assist from Odegaard there as well. Look at that assist. That's why I'd take Odegaard. Simple as that. It's not just about the goals. It's the weight of the pass. Incredible. Unbelievable assist. Lovely finish by Calafiori, but that assist is incredible. Parker says, does Seb know his surname is not Goldbridge? Mate, he's not thick. Of course he does. Favourite championship team, says Thomas. Who's in the bloody championship? Don't like you, 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 don't like you. Don't care about you, don't care about you, don't like you. Not interested in you, you're alright. Not bothered about you, you're alright. You're alright. I'd say QPR, Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich are the 3 names that appeal to me most. And that's only because they're old school Prem. I've wanted Sheffield Wednesday back in the Prem for years. Oh! Oh, no, don't worry. I thought Real Madrid had scored again, and then I realised they were just replaying the second goal. Jackie Boy says, if they play like this at Old Trafford, it'll be 11-0. Mate, Man United are more than capable of shutting Arsenal down. We knocked them out the FA Cup. We play a back 5. PSV have been wide open tonight. We're not going to get beat 11-0 by Arsenal. And to be honest with you, as I said, if somebody said Arsenal can beat you 4-0 at the weekend, but you knock out Sociedad, I'd say sign me up. I couldn't give a shit about Sunday. There's a big protest before the game. I don't care if it gets called off. I really don't. I'm not interested in the game on Sunday. I'll watch it. It'll be interesting, but technically, it doesn't mean anything to us. You know, we're 14th. We're miles off mid-table. It's a pride thing. That's it. But I'd rather beat Sociedad. Eredivisie is so great that Arsenal with no striker can finish them, says Parker. Arsenal does not need to play their A, B or C team in the second leg. They can send their e-sport team, says Howder. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much for your super chats. Appreciate that. What good does calling it off do, says Paul? Costs the Glazers money. Probably get a fine as well. Makes them realise who's in charge. They shit themselves when the Liverpool game got called off. Absolutely, it's the only thing that made the Glazers ever talk to the fans. Yellow card, Malacia. He was late. He's all right. Ben White's all right. Great away point for the Swans tonight, says Phil. He's not talking about the big white bird things. He's talking about Swansea. And Mo Namer says, if United manage to make it to the final, Greek powerhouse Olympiakos will be waiting for you there. But I gotta say, I wouldn't like your chances. I tell you what, I think we can all agree it will not be Olympiakos against Man United in the Europa League final. I think we can safely say that won't happen. It's still 2-1 between Madrid and Atletico Madrid, and they are only a minute and a half left. So that game's alive in the second half, in the second leg. But I got to say, with Madrid's front three, they're perfectly set up to counter. So I'd say Real Madrid are still favourites for that. They've been knocking on the door for a third goal, and I think that would basically end the tie. But 2-1 keeps it interesting. Thanks to everyone who's been watching tonight. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Daily content on this channel. You're all very, very welcome. Thanks for keeping me company tonight. Weird couple of games, really. 7-1 for Arsenal is incredible. You don't expect that in a first leg away from home. PSV are second in the Eredivisie, 8 points off Ajax. That was a bit of a over-the-top cough. Stefan, thank you very much for your super chat. Stefan also says, watchers go to Old Trafford this weekend and create bugger all. It seems United play well in the bigger games, then terrible against smaller teams, says Stefan. Look, I suppose Arsenal have still got something to play for in the Premier League, haven't they? I mean, technically, I still think some people think about titles, but you won't get one. You need to focus on the Champions League. And of course, if you get through, you'd be playing Real Madrid or Atletico. But I think also from Arsenal's point of view, they are only 7 points ahead of Man City, so they've got to be careful in a certain sense, because you never know. So still lots to play for Arsenal, but of course 13 points off Liverpool. If they win their game in hand, it's 10. You never know. You can't give it up. But I think Arsenal can take great hope from this game tonight. That's PSV gone, puts you into the quarterfinals, a little bit closer, might start believing a little bit. Also over in Madrid, another win for Real Madrid, 2-1. Yeah, sets it up nicely for the second leg. I've got a PSV fan who is Stefan Pop, who says, PSV supporter here, but damn, we were non-existent. The interesting thing is, to give some solace to PSV, is that at half-time, statistically, it was quite an equal game. But I think defensively, PSV just made a lot of mistakes. Look, there's a couple of decisions in there. Lewis Skelly should have been sent off at 2-0, and then it's a bit different game. And the Moreno goal shouldn't have been given. But when you get beat 7-1, you can't really look at those sort of things and use it as an excuse. Defensively, they just weren't good enough. And Arsenal were electric in the attack. End of the day. If you want money to be taken from the Glazers by games being called off, then why do you Champions League football next year, which will just fund them, says James Howarth. Because I'm a Man United fan, mate, and I want to watch Man United do well. But I'm trying to word this because people will go, oh, he's got you there. He hasn't got me there. The point is, I want to see Man United. I've seen Man United win the league and the Champions League under the Glazers, and I want that to happen. But no one's going to change my mind that they're the worst thing that's ever happened to us. And the only thing that's ever panicked them was when that Liverpool game got called off. So it's a Premier League game at the weekend, or every Premier League game doesn't mean anything, does it? So not getting into the Champions League by winning the Europa League will matter. Like, we won't have any European football. But Premier League games don't really mean anything at the moment. You should watch the English game on the Red app with... I think you'd love it, says Liam. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Thanks everyone for watching. We are back tomorrow night with PSG against Liverpool. We're looking forward to that. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Take care, stay safe. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.